Roethlisberger asked about all the turnovers after the game.
Ben, what do you think's not happening in the passing game right now?
I'm not playing well enough.
Doing anything there?
Why is that? Don't think so, but maybe I am. Maybe I don't have it anymore.
What makes you think?
Ben, do you see it?
Not playing well enough.
Ben, is it a case of, obviously some unusual things, some fluky things happen on those interceptions?
Yep, that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. You play this game long enough, you're going to get those games.
Ben, does doubt ever creep in? Do you think?
Nope. It's not. If anybody in this room ever has that doubt, they probably aren't here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just professional athletes shouldn't have doubt.
What will it take for this offense to reach its potential?
Me playing better.
Nothing else? Seriously? Nothing else?
Nope.
Roethlisberger is at a very weird point in his career. Roethlisberger has clearly shown frustration with his current situation. Now, is that management? Perhaps. Is that the coach? Perhaps. Is that his teammates? Perhaps. He might be bothered that he feels like Mike Tomlin has coddled some of these guys. Maybe he feels like they lose games they shouldn't, which is true. Maybe he feels like the roster has been filled with guys with question marks. That could be true as well. Maybe he's bothered with Antonio Brown and his dopey outbursts or his Facebook Live stuff during the playoffs last year.
I'm on Twitter or Facebook right now.
Maybe he's frustrated with Le'Veon Bell's contract, or maybe he's frustrated with Martavis Bryant being suspended all of last year. Maybe he's bothered being surrounded by guys like that he feels isn't as committed as he is. I feel like Roethlisberger's kind of ground down to a nub. And yesterday, he's whipping through these questions quickly because he doesn't want to really sink into the analysis of them. And so we got to be better. We're not good enough. I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm losing it. We're not frustrated. It's just kind of a rat-a-tat-tat to basically take the responsibility and move along because he doesn't want to talk about it. He clearly doesn't want to talk about it. But when you say, maybe I'm losing it, maybe I don't have it anymore, and you're in the middle of, let's say, a 2-season-long kind of seemingly identity crisis where he's clearly frustrated in the offseason, talked about maybe stepping away from football, talking about the concern of head injuries, and then this offseason, kind of coming into the year and maybe a little bit through gritted teeth, and then you have this thing with the anthem and Mike Tomlin, and there's these stories that are populating from Pittsburgh that they're not on the same page, and that Roethlisberger doesn't like Tomlin or something like that. It does make you wonder about the commitment of Roethlisberger right now to the cause and where he is. And it's weird. It's weird for a guy that still has it to be talking about not having it anymore. It's just not part of the playbook. Now, maybe Roethlisberger is cut from a different cloth, and maybe he can talk about not having it anymore and then next week look amazing. But it is startling. It is jarring to hear, especially on a team that can win in the playoffs. I mean, they were in the AFC title game last year. They get Martavis Bryant back this season. They found T.J. Watt in the draft. They've got pieces. So it's weird for a guy who's not playing on a totally lost cause to be kind of this exasperated this early in the season. But clearly Roethlisberger is exhausted emotionally. Maybe he's exhausted physically, maybe he's exhausted mentally, but there is an exhaustion here, and that is a bad sign for the Steelers. The way they lost yesterday is the worst sign, but an undercurrent of this is, where is Roethlisberger mentally and emotionally in this season? Does he hate his coaches? Does he hate his teammates? Does he hate the front office? Is he just kind of annoyed by everything? Is he tired because he's taken beating after beating after beating? And you know what? The career's been pretty good, and he can walk away feeling okay.